Crypto pulls back, but we're still calm. In this video, guys, we're going to dive down into what's going on recently with Bitcoin. But we're not going to really focus in on that particular pullback, the kind of stuff that's happening in the space. But we're going to go through the opportunity that this leads to. So as we get into this, if you find it useful and informative, then do go ahead and hit that like button. Really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new, why not go ahead and subscribe, tap the bell, select all notifications, and you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. Right, with all that said, done, and out of the way, let's jump on down to the desktop, take a look at what's going on and those opportunities. Okay, guys, so here's Bitcoin. Obviously, anyone who was following the video that I did last night understands, kind of what's going on here. Basically, you get some kind of news event that happens that basically causes liquidations, and that's kind of like a snowballing effect where everything kind of pulls out. Lots of money pulling out of Bitcoin, as you can see here. Our technical analysis of Bitcoin has completely been ruined, but also all the altcoins has as well. And this would be pretty common across the space, depending on what kind of influences or analysis that you're following. An event like this can cause, the trends to kind of change quite rapidly. And what you see here with Bitcoin is basically something similar, right? This is just the daily chart. We can see that we're in a bull run, okay? And we can see this quite heavily just by the extent of the kind of push upwards that we've seen, right? If we have to zoom out to really pay attention to it, which just leads to being calm, right? Specifically when like anyone on this channel will be familiar, me and Chris, we buy in the bear market. We don't buy in the bull run. So, for us to kind of be affected and to affect us emotionally, or to us to act unreasonably or irrationally to these kind of pullbacks, Bitcoin would have to be all the way down here, right, in the floor. And that's not going to happen. So do join us in the bear market if you want to kind of, enjoy these kind of level of gains. Now, with that being said, these pullbacks can hurt quite a lot of retail investors who are late to the party, getting in a little bit later. And obviously, if you're invested in Bitcoin, then I think you really need to understand a few fundamental basics, right? Bitcoin isn't going to change your portfolio rapidly, okay? It's obviously from March through to March or May, March 2020 to May 2021, we've seen 1,600%. Most altcoins are at least well over 12,000% for the same time period, right? So we have to acknowledge that Bitcoin doesn't move the portfolio in any way, and therefore I have exposure to it as a store of value, but I do not invest heavily as a portfolio builder. It isn't that. So join us in the bear market. We'll go through a lot more detail if you want to know more about that kind of thing. But for now, obviously, we can see this pullback. It hasn't affected us on the channel, which is kind of like a standard day to us. Obviously, it is quite frustrating to see us pull down into this lower area after such progress was being made. And what you actually ended up with here was an A, B, and C move. And this actual ABC is basically confirming the bottom is in on this particular correction, because we can get the high here. We'll set this up so you can see that fib from the high to that low before we bounced. Okay, that bounces the B wave. We'll bring this down to the top of our B wave, and you can see that we actually just overextended there, just a little bit on that. So basically, wave A is the same as wave B. Okay, they usually plays out that way. Sometimes they overextend, sometimes they're shorter, but here you can see it came in just south of the 1-for-1 ratio. So we know that the bottom's in there. So that's an ABC. From the ABC, what do you get, guys? You get an ABC up, okay? And the extent of that ABC up, though, it could be really shallow, it could be really tall. We don't know until we kind of get to that point, okay? So we're watching out for that one. Okay, so for Bitcoin, that is what's going on in terms of the technical analysis. I'm not going to go into any more detail on that. Basically, what you see here is this kind of piece of news kind of circulating around. Just a warning, okay? Basically, that they might not be able to make good on their financial obligations, and this is Evergrade, okay? And this is basically a general warning to say, be cautious around the securities of Evergrade, okay? And I think their guarantees are about approximately 260 million USD. So right now, it's not like they're going into administration or anything like that. It's just a warning. But obviously, this causes, severe market crashes, etc. Obviously, on the back of that, you see that the market has tumbled down to 47K, wiping out the October gains. And has the bear market begun? These are people who do not necessarily understand a lot of the stuff that we've been going through. Now, obviously, we can come back to the chart here, and we'll just quickly, for the sake of this video, come into what is actually going on. We'll go into the weekly chart as we usually do. Here is basically all the data on Bitstamp for Bitcoin to USD. and we'll throw on the Gaussian channel. Once we close inside the Gaussian channel, we will call it a bear market. We dipped inside. You can see we dipped inside as that bottom came in, but our weekly close is not inside the Gaussian channel. This is important. Okay, so if we continue with a good ABC up this weekend, we'll avoid closing inside the Gaussian channel. We'll avoid the bear market. On the back of that, it's also important that we understand what else is going on in the space. El Salvador bought the dip. 150 Bitcoin have been stacked when Bitcoin dropped below 50k. And on the back of that as well, you also have this. Every Bitcoin cycle in history has ended with a red month, followed by 2 to 3 very green months. Okay, 2011, 2017. Let me just see if I can bring this up a little bit clearer there. 2013, you then have, not sure if that's going to work. Go this way. Oh, go to 17. We can see, good strides up. And then obviously 2021, we are waiting for that next leg up. Okay, and this isn't uncommon. A lot of people are expecting or waiting for these kind of things to occur. Now, obviously, that's kind of Bitcoin, right? We are, not in a bear market until we close, and the weekly close could happen this Sunday in this Gaussian channel. If it does, I'm happy to call it a bear market, and we'll take that into fantastic opportunities that do arise. So do watch out for that one there. But the main point of this video, guys, is to talk about the fantastic things that are going on with a few additional altcoins. Okay, and basically this, what this actually leads to, right? So I'm not going to talk about Ethereum because, again, Ethereum, just like Bitcoin, actually you can see here completing its ABC. Okay, we can see what's happening. Basically, Ethereum, just like Bitcoin, has really low potential in terms of percentage yield. It isn't going to be a great portfolio driver. As you can see, as I said earlier, right, Bitcoin was 1,600% from March to May. And here, what do we see? Well, we see Ethereum with 5,000. Most altcoins are at least 12,000. So again, we know that it's an underperformer for the portfolio. Therefore, we don't have huge exposure to Ethereum. Okay, it's not going to get you those percentage yields. Instead, we like things like Cardano performing incredibly well during the bull run. Obviously, bought this at less than basically less than 8 cents. So getting a fantastic rates. Obviously, Cardano would have to absolutely fall off a cliff to get down to a place where I would be concerned about it. With that being said, if you got in later, there are still fantastic gains to be had here. And again, the discounts that are on offer right now with Cardano is just absolutely blowing my mind. These are some fantastic opportunities that you only get in these kind of scenarios, and something that you're not likely to find again anytime soon. So do take advantage of some of these dips if you're able to. Obviously, I'm not a financial advisor. Chris is not a financial advisor, but it is important that you do your own research and all of that kind of good stuff. And as you can see through history of these candles and the patterns that are formed here, this is a rare scenario where you find such discounted value on some of these altcoins. The other one that we want to talk about is VChain. This is completely coming out of our E channel here. Okay, we were following a nice A, B, C, D, E move. E now being all the way down here does not invalidate this. It actually just makes it even more powerful to a degree. Now, B wave, we would have expected to have been down a little bit lower, and likewise with our D. So we might have to scrap the analysis, but again, still looking very good. A good discounted rate, actually heading right into this buy zone that we haven't been able to visit since July. This is a fantastic opportunity to pick up VChain at a discounted rate before we finally get that good push to the upside overall. Again, still tracking nicely, thinking that VChain's likely to head up to that dollar by the peak of this bull run. Now, HarmonyOne is another fantastic opportunity. This is a project that has done incredibly well so far in this bull run. Again, buying this down in the bear market was fantastic and allowing us to really take advantage of those swings to the upside. Now, the cup and handle played out. We actually got new highs set. I think it was 38 cents before pulling back down. And again, you're right in this discounted rate, right? You're actually able to take advantage of what was that discounted rate there? A low of 22 cents. Okay, right now we're trading at 19. Sorry, that's a low. A low of 13.5, sorry, trading at 19 cents right now. Again, a fantastic opportunity to get into these projects at a discounted rate ahead of where they were previously, which was 38 cents not too that long ago. Again, very good kind of progress could be made here with HarmonyOne in a very short space of time. And as we continue down this list, MTV is another absolute gem, and this one actually crushed right past our kind of area of support and buy zone. which was 1.2, actually bringing us right down into a buy zone that we hadn't seen since August. And this was a fantastic one. If you were able to pick this up at basically less than 1 cent, you did incredibly well. This is a fantastic project that has just launched smart contracts, has just launched its NFT platform, and has just launched staking. Lots of things kind of going on the ecosystem, and I'm expecting pretty big things from Multivac in the future. So again, a fantastic opportunity to get into this one at a fantastic rate as well. The list kind of goes on and on. I'm not even going to be talking about the fantastic opportunities that lie within the metaverse. Obviously, they had significant pumps, but they also came with significant risk. And I think a lot of younger investors that may be jumping on board some of the metaverse projects have absolutely been stung with this latest pullback. With that being said, there are some opportunities to get in, but again, with Chris and I also believing that the real opportunity for the metaverse is in the bear market. Even we are not piling in during this opportunity into the metaverse projects either. We are buying up land, etc. in those, and we're waiting for the bear market to accumulate the tokens. Outside of these, obviously the smart contract platforms, layer 1s and layer 2s, such as Matic and things like Polkadot, will also be performing incredibly well. The other projects that I think are on absolute discount at the moment are things like Link. Link is looking very, very good. Again, fantastic discounted rates on this Oracle-based project. Now, obviously, this has huge integrations across the entire crypto space. To see this thing as cheap as it is still blowing my mind. So some fantastic opportunities are out there, guys, but make sure you do your own research and dive into these. I do believe that the bottom has come in, and we are should actually, in fact, start seeing some interesting green candles to come. The main thing that we want to be watching out for is the closed candle on Sunday for Bitcoin. Is it inside that Gaussian channel on the weekly chart? That's one of the things that's going to be telling us whether or not we are going to be slipping into a bear market. And whether or not we were actually going to be pushing up to the upside overall. So, and watching out for that. I wouldn't be necessarily making any big jumps into the crypto space until we know definitively what's going on there. And also keep an eye on what's going on with Evergrade as well. This isn't the first time no news has actually affected the market, right? We saw before, just a little while ago, that Evergrade, a news outlet, basically posted that Evergrade had defaulted when they hadn't, and that had also caused a lot of damage to the stock market and, of course, the crypto market. And now you're seeing something very similar with a warning being issued, no real news behind it, and again, affecting the crypto market and stock markets accordingly. So do watch out. I'm expecting pretty good things to occur, but we want to be cautious over that weekly close candle on that Gaussian channel. Guys, I'm going to leave the video there. If you have found it useful and informative, hit the like button. Really do appreciate that. If you happen to be new, why not go ahead and subscribe? Tap that bell, select all notifications, and in doing so, you will be kept up to date with everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. With that said, done, and out of the way, I hope everyone has a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next one.